Hi there, it's Jennifer again. Happy almost Earth Day. Woohoo! All right, I got something to say about Earth Day. I just thought I'd share this with you to consider it. I have a lot of, remember, I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to share a story with you about this amazing, amazing man who I met with my friend Toddy. Her name is Toddy, and like Thdi. And she lives in Topanga Canyon in California. And I met my friends there, and we were meeting with Toddy. Toddy's just an amazing. She's connected with the Noetic Sciences um, group down there, and we were having an amazing meeting. And we met this guy named Mark. Mark had been involved in he'd been involved in all the green movements. You know, he'd been on the ships for the green movements. He'd been involved in so many things. And in fact, I had already been introduced to him because he and one of my other friends, Nigel, were involved in co-creating the original Earth Day. Can you believe it? So I know the two of the people that were involved in co-creating the original Earth Day, but I learned something from them. Actually, not because they told me, but by being in conversations with them, I realized some things that were really important. So there we were at my friend Toddy's, and Mark, who's a 6'4" or 5", is like a huge guy. It's not very many people since I'm 5'10" that I look up to. And we were standing outside and we're having a very passionate debate. And because what he was saying is, Jennifer, we have to tell people what's really going on. We have to make them aware that it's all going to hell in a handbasket. We have to, there are things that are dying that we'll never have again, an endangered species. And right now, you might even be hearing me say this and you might be nodding your head and going, yeah, yeah. And some of you, maybe not. But you see, for me, seeing holographically and seeing things from 100,000 feet, that is an extremely unproductive way of approaching Earth Day. Because what it does is it creates a them and us. If you're someone who already feels that way, of course you're going to feel, yes, yes, we need to tell everybody how bad everything is and we need to scare people into action. But the problem is for the average person, I mean for the millions and billions of people that don't recognize what's going on. They feel put off or separate from that kind of thinking. And that kind of thinking and communication actually pushes them away more. And in fact, if we're to honor Mother Earth, it really is about expanding our love for her. It really is, at this point, there's enough awareness from so many areas that, of course, it's time to honor her. Of course, it's time to have reverence for her beauty. Of course, we want to do things to assist. Some people know, and it may require education, absolutely, but not from a place of anger and separation, from a place of, when you're ready, I'd love to show you something you may not already know. But it led to the next aspect. See, he was coming, his pushing away was coming from a fear. And the fear was that nature's going to disappear. For me, from 100,000 feet, what I know to be true is nature cannot disappear. And we are not separate from her. That's the problem. We relate to nature. We relate to Mother Earth like we are not born from her loins. We are. We are a part of her. We are made of her twigs and sticks and minerals and rocks and oceans and rivers. We are actually physically made up of those atoms. We are intricately interwoven. We are part of nature. And we have separated ourselves as though, and we talk about her like we're above her and we can save her. She is more powerful than all of humanity times a million to the, to the 10th. So long before we would ever get rid of nature, she will get rid of us. Because when an aspect of her is cancerous, it will leave eventually. She will kick us off. So the point being this, it's the awakening to our own realization that we are her. That if we could live in harmony with each other and our own selves, the same way she harmonizes with her own self, that in fact, we would then treat her with the same reverence we start to treat ourselves. So it's the knowing and the love of ourselves and the realization of our connection to nature that actually has this world change. And he had a really hard time with that because he had spent all his life feeling like he was responsible or people are responsible for damaging her, when that approach will never shift things. The awakening to our who we are. And I want to show you something. The awakening to who we are as a part of Mother Nature is what's far more important than trying to control how we treat her, because then we would never do anything to harm her. We would realize we were a part of her and we would shift. So that, my friends, is our Earth Day message. So go out and appreciate and have reverence and share your love and share on Facebook and do whatever you can and share this message with people you love. And I want to show you a little picture. By the way, if you haven't picked up our Be the Change activation, www.thewideawakening.com in the upper right-hand side. But check this out. Check out a painting I have here. This painting is from a woman named Sue Crawford. I'm going to show it to you. Look at that. She sent that to me. And that painting just says it all to me. And I look at that every single day. I am not separate. I hope that speaks to you.